Hello, welcome back to another PageKey live stream. I took a few days off, but back at it. So let's take a look at things. Tomorrow I might do a PageKey operating system video, but I'm gonna do Boom again today. And the goal today is to write some issues from these architecture docs that I've been working on. So starting to have a really good picture of what we're going to do with these designs. I'm also starting to have a nice common format for some of these different design docs. I know this one issue is just for the user one, but I ended up working on all of them, and they're all pretty close. I think it's worth merging this MR because there's a lot in it, and I'll write some issues for the to-dos that are left, as well as, we'll treat this design doc like it's a work in progress. But also, I think we're ready to write some issues to implement some of these things. And I think an easy way to break this down would be basically each piece of this is fairly independent. The component, the inputs and outputs of the components are well defined. The pages similarly just basically contain certain components and calls to routes. And the routes also have clear defined inputs and outputs. So by doing this design, we do have a pretty modular breakdown of what needs to get done. And therefore, we can write issues so that different people can work on each piece of this puzzle and then fit it all together. See how that works. In theory, it sounds nice, but in progress or in practice, maybe not so much. Also switched over to this Furo theme, which is pretty awesome. I think it's better than the read the docs theme. And it gives you a nice summary of what's on the page, which is awesome. So this user accounts thing has been filled out a lot. You have all the pages, email templates, and routes for the design, as well as the database design. So it's pretty nice. And then this flowchart really grew, but I think it captures everything. And it's nicely color-coded, so these red diamonds are routes. In other words, server-side procedures that need to run. The default color is pages, and then it flows between the page shown to the user, to routes, to emails that are sent, all that stuff. So this ended up being quite a bit more complicated than I thought it would be, but this is the type of thing that can be reused in the future, hopefully. So there's you a here's the design for this. Now there are some to-dos in here as well. So yeah, so maybe I will first go through and write what is left to do for these architecture documents. Let's see, there's also this quick start guide that needs to be written too. So let's do that. We'll write those issues, and then I'll start breaking off some actual issues to really do, real code that we can start writing for this project, and we'll go from there. So I thought I had a merge request for this, but I guess I merged it, but I think I probably need another one. I'll have to do that from my other account, but that's okay. Let's just go ahead and start writing some issues. So I think we're going to end up with a couple different types of issues as well. Hold on. Yeah, I'll go full screen here. So issues, what do we have so far? So there's a couple different types of activities going on here. So I'm just going to close this out as not specific enough. We'll write separate issues, because I definitely don't want it done all at once. I want them to be separate pieces that are worked on just a little bit at a time. So I think this will be closed by something else. This will be closed by merging that. And we can say that this is OBE. Originally, I thought that I was going to do something fancy with the storage, but we'll just go with a standard client server, web app type of deal with this. So that's that. Let's see if I can actually get a board. Am I not allowed to have a board? Can I do that at the group level? I thought boards were issue board. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the way that I see it, we're going to have some different types of things here. I need to create a label. Hold on. Let's go to labels. Labels. I'm going to do it in the repo itself. But I think we're going to end up with something like this. It's going to be system UI, user interface subsystem. And the UI can be something flashy. Titanium. And the what else? We will also have something for the not just the UI but also the backend, or let's just say, you know, this might as well correspond to the design. So we have routes, we have pages. Oops, that kind of overlaps with my Epic thing. We'll make this a component. Components, routes, what else do we have? Pages. And that can just be the default color. Okay, so we have those three, and then we can say another piece is design. And that can be what? Something subtle, something orange. Orange works. Updates needed. Design that needs to be done for more work can happen. Okay. So there's that, and then I'm going to go on this board. Where did it go? Okay. I'm here. I'm at the group level, and I'm going to go to the issue board. And we'll add just little sections for each of these guys. Maybe I have to like promote the labels. Is that really not going to work? Dang. Well, I don't really need the group level anyway. I don't know why this isn't working in the repo. Oh, it works. Okay. So I'll just do the board in the repo. And create a list. There we go. So design, pages, routes. And I'm also gonna, let me just do this right now, is mark which, I need to open that merge request so that we can mark which ones are closed by it. So give me 1 second to do that on another computer, and then we'll continue with this. I just don't want to go any further before we do that. This is going to be a pain. Alright, fine, I'll do it later. But anyway, these are going to close out, so I'll just leave them in the open category so we don't have to worry about that. But let's pull out what's left for the design, and we'll go from there. Okay, this order makes sense to me too, because components are the lowest level, and then pages contain the components, and then I put routes in the back because it's the back end and they're a little more complicated. But so we'll put one for write quick start guide. And this is going to say how do they get started? And then we'll have a separate, I'll say, do not include instructions for self-hosting. Purely a user-facing how-to guide, even if, whatever. That's good enough. So that's something that needs to happen. What else? So these architecture docs are fine. We'll go into the activity logging. I'm just going to look for to-dos. So I will say write user story activity, write user story. Why isn't this clicking? There we go. I'll also say Alright, these are mostly just notes to myself because I have a feeling I'm going to be the one picking these up, but that's okay. So that's the activity page. What else? It's going to be the same thing here, so let's do it again. So we'll say card, write user story. Trying to make them small enough that they can be tackled in like a day or two. And we'll say determine components, pages, routes, okay. And then more follow-on issues will probably come out of those. Okay, so what else? Translator is really almost done, but we just need a few other things. So translator. So we'll finish the translate page design. If this were live, I would be able to paste an exact link, but it's actually not yet because it's on a branch, but that's okay. And then what else? The translate page needs to be defined better, and routes, save card. So I'm going to say one issue for each of those. Finish, translate, route, design. Translator, finish, save card, route, design. I guess I can just do that again. Translate route is right here. Paste it. And the save card route is right here. And then I think that, well, there might be some more on the user page, so let's check. User accounts, What do we have on here? Oh, we do have some to-dos. Okay. Whoa, there's a lot of to-dos actually. I don't know if I'm going to write issues for each of these. Say finish page designs. And we can break it into separate issues if needed, but that's a start. So user page designs, we need home page, login page, register page, reset password page, and I'm going to call these pages too. Activation email, forgot password email. Okay, and then we will do the route designs, and then we can probably move on. So I'll just read that off of here. And is the DB design okay? I think it's fine. Yep. Okay. Okay, cool. So, but the components are well defined, I believe. Oh, there's no components. All right. I think there are some components though that we can write some issues for in the, at least in the translator. So let's, and this one might actually be on the page, but I need to set up some DNS stuff so that it's easier to get to the documentation. But for now, we'll just say translator components ready to go. So this can be, so that's actually the only component. Okay. And then these pages aren't very well defined yet, so can't really do much there. And that's about it. So that's the only one that we can do right now. Okay, well that's a start anyway. Now, yeah, I think that's enough for right this second, I guess. I have to do that merge later. I do want to go look at why the pipeline is failing for the docgen, and then that might be a good spot to stop the stream. Keep it short today, but let's look at that right now. Well, you know what? I don't want to look at this right now either. I might just call it a stream here and then get back to this pretty soon. But yeah, I'll stop here. Thanks for watching and see you soon.